Welcome back to Lower Trestles in San Clemente, California. It's time to finish off the opening round of the Hurley Pro before we transition into the Swatch Women's Pro, the best women in the world on deck. These guys will close it out for us. Taj Burrow from Australia taking on two goofy foot Brazilians, Wiggolly Dantas and Miguel Pupo. He's already looking like the man to beat. During the break pots, we had Pupo get underway.
Yeah, Miguel likes to get out the blocks firing, likes to get that good wave under his belt. Miguel got that silky smooth backhand, a couple of beautiful turns, but then makes a mistake right there. You know, it's going to cost him. I mean, he was on his way to a good score, Joe.
And then also Dantas during the break.
Yeah, Wiggolly takes off, and beautiful swooping turn right there from Wiggs. Another one. This kid is so powerful. Always predicted to do well in those big heavy water conditions. Cloud break, Chopu, pipeline, but then he's got game too. Surfed well on the Gold Coast, and he's in that that rookie race. I mean, he's right there. Obviously, Italo Ferreira won his heat today, so Wiggolly's got to try and keep up with that.
And Italo has been the man to beat as far as the Rookie of the Year race is concerned. Dantas right behind him. Wishing a speedy recovery for Matty Banting, who injured himself at Jeffreys Bay. He's been sitting on the sidelines. Hopefully he'll come back better than ever. It's be a fun looking A-frame peak set up for Miguel Pupo. Glides in, always smooth and stylish through the first snap. Extends the cutty. Little laid-back punch out. This wave staying soft, but he could get a little bonus track on the inside corner. Pupo hangs in there with the downtime. All smooth setup work. Now he's getting the lift to hit into a closeout jam. Pupo hanging in there. Got a couple bonus sections to work with. What's the big major difference on the backside roundhouse compared to the forehand as we take another look?
Well, it's just a different weight position. I mean, you're facing it. See how he's looking at that white water? It really does it's almost like a frontside bottom turn into a snap. So it is a little bit of a different technique, but these guys are so good. It doesn't matter whether you're on your front side or back side. It's one of those maneuvers that's kind of underrated. Done properly, it's one of the best things to do in the world. It feels so good when you set that rail and actually get speed off it and then bang it off the white water. You actually come out of it with more speed. See how he draws all the way around, bangs it off the white water, and comes out with just enough speed to keep that momentum going. That's a sign of a perfectly timed cutback. You think about cutbacks as a bottom turn. It's not really one of those maneuvers that the judges like seeing, but done right in the right part of the wave.
Thank you very much, Pete, as we now watch a split peak scenario, sticking with Pupo on the left, front side punt, stomps it perfectly in transition, right into a snap off the top. Pupo looking to ditch the fins again into reverse. Three exciting maneuvers from Pupo. And now Taj Burrow on the right-hander to answer back. Big carve, big float, and now just chasing some clear water. He gets there. Big wrap for TB. Big hack off the top. Now Taj looking to finish with a lazy vert foam climb on the end section.
Yeah, and this is what happened on that split peak with Miguel Pupo, Wiggolly Dante. We talk about how strong this kid is. Wave there kind of ran away from him a little bit, but then just managed to unload that big turn. Again, it runs away from him, times it perfectly, and then just gouges another big turn. So Wiggolly got to finish that, and that's an incomplete ride there for Wiggolly Dantas. Miguel Pupo, nice little wheelie air right there, comes down fins first, around the section, straight into another turn. Love this wave. There's some variety, a couple of different aerials as well. Where is this going to fit in? Wiggolly with the 4.67 is going to be his top two wave. Taj Burrow, on the other hand, this was his first real good one. Beautiful floater right there. Watch this turn from Taj, out on the open face, hooks in right there. Trademark stuff from Taj Burrow, and again jams it, and then was kind of in two minds right here at the end, trying to get that slide maybe. The fins just hooked in and took him down.
As we check out the split peak from the sky.
Yeah, look at this. Don't you love that footage right there? You can tell the speed at which the waves move. You kind of get a false sense of security when you look at it front on. But this drone footage just gives you an idea on how fast that wave moves, how quick these guys have to react.
Interesting to see how there's going to score Pupo's wave with more out the back. Fading the takeoff is Taj Burrow. Little snap to start. This section's big. He'll float it. He'll be caught behind, and he has to give up on it. Another option going unridden with 16:40 to go. Judges reacting to Pupo's left and an 8-point ride.
Wow.
And he took one to victory over Julian Wilson. Wilson was the man to beat that year. Back to live action with Dantas winding up. Snap to start into a carve, straight up vertical. Absolutely hammers that section. He's out of there. Incredible timing as we still wait for a couple of crucial scores at the 15-minute mark.
Yeah, very crucial. Still waiting for a big one from Taj. A 7.27 for Wiggolly on the wave before. So that makes the situation a 6.57 required from Wiggolly and a 6.01 from Taj. And this is Wiggolly's wave right here. Straight up through the lip. Watch how strong he is off the bottom and then jams it under the lip right there. Beautiful flow between his turns, some variety. First one up and over, second one underneath, the third one just all about the fins.
That one coming up next with Lakey Peterson, Malia Manuel, and Alessa Quizon. Right now, Brazilian Goofy Foot's trying to hang on to the top two spots of this matchup. Before we went to break, we're waiting for scores from Dantas and Pupo. Came in at a 7.33 for Wiggolly, a 7.27 on his wave before. He's the heat leader. Pupo down to second, even though he has that high 8-point ride from the left-hander. Oh, so exciting with conditions like this, not to mention our wild card Bethany Hamilton to surf later. Back to this one. Pupo S-ing the start into his first snap off the lip. Straight up and punches out the next one. Pupo stretches out the bottom turn. Just a little setup off the top. Now here comes that backside roundo. Super casual on the rebound. Snaps a nice invert. Closeout hack. Gets away from him. And Taj Burrow lights up a layback re-entry. Little foam climb. That forehand hook in front of Pupo. Slowing down in front, but he's due for a big finish. Slowing down, and he'll get the lip now to show up. Jams it hard. Feels his way through the inside corner, and Taj Burrow blows it out on the finish. He'll go down. Pupo needed a 6.6.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, TB destroyed this wave. Watch this opening turn, bangs it off the top. Watch this next turn right here. Hat, throws a tail out, gets that drift. And then whammo, three big, massive turns with variety. And then brings it through. So Taj, a 7.83 as his top score. I think this just surpassed that. I think we're looking at the best wave of the heat right there. He didn't finish it off, but all the damage was done, that's for sure. Taj showing why he's a past winner right here.
Catching up to Dantas now. Mid-face bottom turn. Projection snap to get down the line. Under the lip hook. Nice little backhand jam. Goes super patient. Hacking in the maneuvers. Looking for something major on the inside. Redirect to set up a 2-for-1. There's that bonus section he set up. A little closeout tap.
Yeah, let's first have a look at Miguel's wave here. Miguel's made a couple of mistakes in this heat by not finishing waves off. Up to this stage with a single high score of an 8.0. How smooth is that? Just there's no mucking around between his turns. The transition between his maneuvers so silky smooth. Gliding through this end section here and then makes a mistake right at the end. That's where you got to finish your waves off, especially when you're coming up against guys like Wiggolly and Taj who are just really solid on their feet. Wiggolly, nice solid turn. How much spray got displaced right there. And again, jamming that foot out the back of the wave. Just a combination of turns right there. And again, so this one, another good score for Wiggolly. Looking to replace a 7.27.
6:24 on the clock. Last of Taj Burrow comes in at an 8.97. Had the 7.83 a long time ago. It was all about the Goofy Foot Brazilians to start this heat, and now Taj Burrow taking a big lead change at the 6-minute mark. Dantas needs a 9.47. Pupo needs an 8.81. Waiting for more scores to lock in. Many to look forward to, including Bethany Hamilton coming up in a couple of heats from now. This is a backside snap off the top for Miguel Pupo. Drifting the tail on the next section. Speed turn off the top into a backhand float. Easy bottom turn transition to tag it off the lip. Uses that whitewater to blow the tail, and he'll go down on the finish. And now TB heading this direction. Former runner-up in the world comes off a big carve. Nice high-line wrap. The Australian just fades the next one. Now he'll start slowing down. Inside is stretching out. Jams it under the lip. Little oncoming section. He'll float it and go down.
There's no legs left there. Could quite possibly miss Europe due to this baby being born as well. Here we go. Surfers up and riding.
Last couple of rides of this matchup. Split peak from the goofy foot Brazilian, sticking with Dantas on the right. Plenty of open face. Hammers it vertically. Big section to come. Jams it off the top. Throws away the inside section where Wiggolly almost had to be perfect to steal the win. We'll catch up to Pupo on his final effort as he goes to the air. Just a flowy forehand reverse. Pupo kicks out like he got the score. He needs an 8.95 as we'll rewind the tape to see what happened on the split peak.
There it is, Joe.
Score coming through for Miguel Pupo. It's an 8.43. The Brazilian goofy foot coming so close to stealing this one off Taj Burrow, and Taj stays out in front.